This is one of my absolute favorite ways to use up a whole lot of sourdough discard and food prepping all at the same time. So I have a cast iron 15-inch pizza pan that has been preheating in an oven at 425 degrees. And I'm taking sourdough discard straight from the jar that I keep in my fridge and putting it right onto that hot skillet. You can see it actually cooking right there in front of you. You can see steam coming up sometimes. I'm trying to get kind of an even coating, and then I'm going to season it. You don't have to season it at all, but this is one of the times that I take to add some flavors that I like. That was crushed red pepper flakes. We grew those right in the garden and then dehydrated them. And this is just a blend of Italian herbs that have been dried, just basic Italian seasoning. And then I'm going to add some Kinder's garlic salt on top of that. Sometimes I'll do a drizzle of olive oil over the top, and sometimes I put other flavors on it. This is just what I did yesterday when I was creating all of these pizza crusts. This is going into the oven at 425 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And when it comes out, we're going to go ahead and just take it right off of that pan and cool it on a wire rack and start a whole nother pizza pan. Be sure to use your hot pads on this. That is one hot cast iron pan. This does make a very thin pizza crust, which is what we like. It's also a great way to make some flatbread. Now here's me doing this all over again, because remember, I'm using up some discard and I'm food prepping. I made 3 crusts in total, and a 4th one I made a pizza. So stay tuned, because at the end of this series of instructions, you're going to see me make a pizza and see how it turns out. I teach a sourdough class in town a couple of times a month. I have one tomorrow night. So this is my effort of getting my sourdough discard jar emptied so I can make room for the discard that's going to come home from the class tomorrow night. I love using the olive oil on that hot pan. Even though this is a really good seasoned cast iron pizza pan, I have had these to stick, and it is no fun scraping this up, especially when you're hungry and it's dinner time and you wanted pizza. Now you have pizza pie because you had to scrape it up. What toppings do you like on your pizza? What cheeses do you like? We typically use Parmesan, shredded Parmesan, mozzarella. Sometimes I use provolone. And then toppings, I keep pepperoni on hand. Sometimes I will take sausage, just ground sausage, and brown that up, and that will make several pizzas for just my husband and I. And that's just another way to meal prep for busy weeks. So you can see I finally got to a point where I could just pick up that heavy jar and pour the starter, the sourdough discard, right on the pizza pan. It was just too full to risk doing that with it being cold and kind of slippery, and that being a hot pan. And it's really heavy when it's full of sourdough discard. So this is the 4th one, I believe, if I haven't lost count. This is the one that we're going to make a pizza out of. I try to buy as organic as I can. And I have bought the Aldi organic basil marinara sauce. And I also have bought the organic spaghetti sauce at Costco. And in this one, I'm going to use the Costco organic spaghetti sauce. And that one jar will make about 4 to 6 pizzas for us. We don't like it drowned in sauce. It's just a really thin layer. And there's the Parmesan. My daughter used to work at a really nice pizzeria here in town, and she told me that that's usually the base layer for the really good pizzas. And then I've got some pepperoni, and then true mozzarella cheese, breaking those slices into chunks. And then I'm going to do some organic shredded mozzarella as well. Sometimes I like onions and bell pepper and mushrooms, but this is the pizza. It's so yummy. My house smelled so good. So I transfer it over to my cutting board just to keep from scratching my cast iron and slice it up. pair this with a salad, and you have yourself a wonderful lunch.